Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are well and happy Monday. Landon and I are doing a check in today, but we are going to focus on fitness. We're fitness focused this morning, and we've been talking a lot about our health and wellness and all that good stuff. So, we're going to take a walk and take y'all with us, and then we'll do a little check in later on. But good morning and hope you all are well, and we'll be back in a few.
Be blessed.
Yes, indeed. Well, hello again, dear hearts, and welcome back to the Lola Gets channel where we talk about faith, love, and GLP-1s. And today is another marriage check-in with hubby here.
How you doing?
And we're going to talk about health and wellness today. But for those of you who don't know us, my name is Nicole, and this is
LJ.
to my left, and we're very excited that you are here with us today. So before we jump into this video, I want to first thank you all who have joined us for another episode and who have subscribed to this channel. If you're new here, please remember to follow, like, and subscribe. This channel was created for us to be able to share stories and experiences about life, so I'm glad you stopped by to tune in. And as always, I'm forever humbled and grateful. All right, so like we mentioned today, Lennon and I are going to talk about wellness in this marriage check-in. And this is a topic that's been a big focus for us, I think probably for a while, probably for over a year now. We've really been focused on staying healthy, fit, and well, and doing that together. So between like work and kids and everything else, it's easy sometimes to let your health goals fall to the side. And sometimes, when you start off the year with your New Year's resolutions and all of that stuff, and when you get halfway through the year, you're probably not even focused on that anymore. So we're being intentional about our goals and what we set for the year for us. And basically sometimes we just need a little help and support from each other to get us back in line with each other. So I think sometimes too, we talk about fitness and a lot of people just think that it's just about looks or, just kind of those vanity things. And it's not really about that. Really, it's about energy, longevity, and being our best selves for our family and staying healthy. And what do you think, husband?
Well, I think that, for me, the reason why it's good to be healthy because of the fact that diabetes runs in my family. So sometimes we look at that as a bad thing, but sometimes God can use you, if you let him, to choose better healthy options. Staying active, eating right, going to the doctor, all the other things that the doctor will tell you to change your diet. Me personally, I like honey buns, but I know honey buns don't sustain nobody. So I have to choose a healthy option, as my wife suggested.
Yeah, so we really are thinking about our health, not just about the physical part, but also emotional, mental, and spiritual too. So we're helping each other by checking in, doing our marriage check-ins because it's a teamwork thing. And we're here to do this together because we want to stay healthy together. We want to be here for our kids. We want to be here for our grandkids in the future. We just want to be the best versions of ourselves as we get older. And health in your 40s hits different, seriously. So, your metabolism slows down in 40, and it's just more of things that you have to be mindful of just as we're getting older and we're aging. So that's also another reason why this was important for us. So here we're going to do some marriage wellness check-in questions, and these are just simple questions that you and your spouse can actually ask each other, but we're going to ask each other and kind of get your thoughts on this as well. But we're going to check in about our health and wellness goals, and then you can also use these in your own marriage, like we mentioned, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'll start with you, husband. How are you feeling physically this week? And you can even talk about how you feel last week going into this week. Are you feeling energized, tired, in between? What's going on?
I've been staying encouraged. Cause I look at things that, life is all about challenges. But, life don't start life, and just like bills don't start coming. You have to be a overcome, like tell yourself, ask God to direct you, like, Lord, I know I need help. And once He gives you that help, you have to stay obedient. I feel good. Sorry. I feel good.
You energized, tired, someone in between?
Energized.
Okay. What's making you feel energized?
Longevity with you and my family.
Okay. Physical health is good. Okay. I would say physically, I'm definitely probably feeling the same. I definitely feel energized. And for those of you that follow the channel, I talk about my Zepbound weight loss and all of that stuff. So I've lost quite a bit of weight over the past 16, 17 months. So it's helped tremendously with my overall health and my overall energy. So definitely like I said, like you saw, me and Landon just took almost a 3-mile walk this morning. It's just a beautiful day, and we knocked that out real quick, to get that out the way. So I definitely feel like in the summer we'll probably have more days like this because the weather's just nice, but definitely feeling good and feeling healthy and feeling ready to conquer each day the way that we've been going. So, Okay, very good. Okay, husband. So how have you been able to make time for movement or exercise? If not, how can we help each other get that time in?
Well, staying active is an important thing, especially during days that you just feel like you just don't want to do it. That's days you need to do it. So I tell myself, I say, okay, so I know you asked to want to stay active. So when you want to go to the walks, I'll be like, you know what? They say, keep my promise, keep my word.
But you also get a lot of activity at work too, so you can't discount that. You get a lot of steps in because you're moving and shaking at work all day.
I do a lot of moving and shaking, but also it just helps me stay disciplined. And the way I have to change my eating habits, because I do a lot of moving and shaking, and if being out of shape, honey buns don't help out.
Right. And do you remember how many steps you got in yesterday? Did you check your steps? I know you usually get like over 10,000.
Almost 11,000 steps.
Almost 11,000. That's a lot of steps. It's hard. So I definitely have the difference here is what I brought that up. Because sometimes we have to think about getting physical activity, especially when you work from home. So Landon's in a job where he is constantly moving his body. And I work at a job where I'm constantly sitting at my desk, right? So the walks, and it's nice that we have a trail by our house, especially on those days where I just don't feel like walking or feel like doing a lot. So we definitely have to, especially for those of you that work at home, like you have to be intentional about getting your exercise in because it's a little bit harder when you're at a desk job. Okay, very good. So what's one healthy habit we can do together this week? Well, we kind of already did.
I know. We started this week off walking.
We did. We can't start this week off. I was going to add to this one. I think we could do more meal prepping together, just so we're both making sure we're eating healthy and we're holding each other accountable for that. Sometimes because we're on different schedules, I think I'll do what I do in the morning. You'll do, you might be sleep during the day because you work at night. So I think our schedules are a little bit off. But maybe if we start prepping on the weekend, we'll have those healthy, those healthy meals already ready for the week. So, okay, very good. All right. And is there anything you feel like we need to pray about or surrender to God in this season of our wellness journey? This is a good question. And you kind of were talking a little bit about that, which is why I wanted to save it.
Gotcha. Also, love and peace and patience. I never forget, I told my wife this I think we were fasting. And Lord put in my spirit, I love you enough to be patient with you, and I'm patient enough to love you.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at what he said, like it makes sense. Like, cause sometimes I get impatient, but it shouldn't stop me from loving you.
Mm-hmm.
Period. It's a commandment to love you.
And you're talking more about the mental patience.
Mental patience,
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. And that, I think some people too don't think about how the mental aspect is a part of your health and wellness, but it definitely is, which is why it's important to do these check-ins. And those are things that you can surrender to God in prayer. I also feel like we also just pray about God to continue to make us consistent with our wellness and health goals. Being consistent with our checkups, with our doctor, being consistent with our nutrition and our physical activity, and then also being consistent with our mental health and making sure that we're checking in with that and doing the prayer and reflection. And these check-ins are actually a part of our mental wellness check-in as well. So we definitely like doing these because it's a way for us to reflect on things that we need to do or continue to incorporate and stay connected. Absolutely. And so, these questions help us stay connected, motivated, and accountable, which is also what we talked about. So, and it's not about pressure of us being perfect, because we're not, we're imperfect beings. It's more just about, we want to be the best versions of ourselves. And in this season of being in our 40s is also very important, which is why we're doing all the things that we're doing now, because we want to be around for our kids and our grandkids. So just a couple of things, of fun ways that we can stay active together. And these are fun and doable ways that Landon and I have talked about, maybe just being active together without needing, a gym or spending a whole lot of money. There's so many things you can do that are inexpensive that'll help move your body. So walking and talking, like we just did, we took almost a 3-mile walk this morning to get our day started. There's all kinds of stuff on YouTube where you can do home workouts, body weight workouts. I do a lot of yoga in the morning, and I do it with YouTube. Right. Yes. So lots of YouTube videos, lots of content creators out there that put their fitness workout regimens online. So you can absolutely utilize that. But this is one thing that came up too, that I talked to Chad, y'all. So this is talking about dance parties in the kitchen. And I think we do this kind of stuff indirectly when we're listening to music, and it just kind of happens naturally. It's not anything that we plan to do. It's just when we're singing or listening to music, we automatically get our bodies moving and just start dancing and doing all that kind of stuff. So dance break party in the kitchen. This is a cute one I like. This healthy recipe night where we try new recipes together. So that might be a way for us to, like we're talking about meal prepping more together. That might be a cool way to do it, and do a new recipe. And we can do that. Maybe that's a date night, is to do a new recipe on the weekend at home. Yes. Okay. And then rest days. This is a good one because rest days matter too. So those days where, like you said, where you don't feel like doing anything, it is important to show yourself some grace, because we talked a lot about fatigue and all of those things, and you can get burnt out. You can even get burnt out. You can get burnt out with anything. So you can absolutely get burnt out with your workout regimens as well, or doing too much all at once, right? So it's important to take those days to rest and fit it into your routine as well. So yes, so if you take anything from this, or actually, husband, before I do that, was there anything else you wanted to add to that list?
I think you said it already.
Okay, that's okay. These are just quick little fun things we could do to incorporate to keep things live. All right. So if you take anything from that, is that, your marriage is a partnership, and your health journey is a part of that as well. So, and it doesn't have to be separate. You can do those things by growing together in faith, in your fitness, and in the fun that you incorporate with your spouse. So, whether you're like lifting weights or chasing your kids around, or just lifting each other up in prayer, that mental, spiritual aspect, keep showing up for each other, because that's what's most important, I think, is just making sure that you're in tune with your spouse, in tune with each other, and having those set goals. We may have individual goals for our health, but we can do those things together, like our fitness and wellness and things like that. We can incorporate that together. All right. So let us know in the comments one way you and your spouse are staying healthy together. And maybe it's not just you and your spouse if you're not married. Maybe it's you and your fitness partner or a friend or whatever it is. Just let us know what you all do to help keep yourselves healthy and held accountable. Don't forget to like and subscribe and join us for the next marriage check-in, because this is where we talk about faith, love, and GLP-1s. So actually, we're going to end, unless there was any closing remarks you had, hubby.
Stay motivated, stay positive, and God is always good.
Amen. I love that. Short and sweet. So we're actually going to end with a devotional, and basically this is it. In this journey of marriage, fitness, and faith, it's easy to think we have to carry it all on our own. The workouts, the meal plans, the mental health, the marriage connection. But God never intended for us to strive in our own strength. He calls us to abide in His. In Isaiah 40:31, the King James Version, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." When we seek wellness with our spouse, it's not just about looking good or checking boxes. It's about honoring the bodies and the bond God gave us. It's about stewarding the gift of health so we can serve Him well, love each other well, and stay strong for the season ahead. So whether you're taking a walk, trying a new recipe, or praying for each other at night, remember this: your marriage is a ministry, your health is a testimony, and your body is a temple, and God is your source. Thank you all for tuning in today, and stay tuned for more, because more is always coming. Have a good one.
Be blessed.